Hello and welcome to Clearview Television. We are reaching you live from Nigeria's capital city, Abuja. Nigerians grown in pain send SOS to federal government as millions besiege registration centers nationwide to link their national identification number NIN to their SIM cards. Nigerian Army makes major gain as notable commander of Boko Haram terrorists Saleh Mustafa surrenders to troops of Operation Hatinkai. Ukrainian troops on the offensive demand for more arms and support from world bodies to fight invading Russian army. I am Nkiru Obuli. Welcome. The Nigerian government had on Monday, April 4, 2022, ordered telecommunications companies operating in the country to enforce compliance with its directive that the National Identification Number need be linked to the Subscriber Identity Model SIM as a part of measures to beef up security in the country. The government said that any telephone user in the country who fails to comply with the policy by linking his or her NIN SIM should have his or her outgoing calls restricted henceforth as the deadline for the compliance expired. March 31, 2022. The latest federal government's directive was contained in a joint statement signed by the Director of Public Affairs of the Nigerian Communications Commission, NCC, Ikechukwu Adinde, and the head of corporate communications at the National Identity Management Commission, NIMC, Kayode Adegoke. Clearview TV's Imefon Okon, who visited the NIN office in Abuja, reports that Nigerians are pleading with the federal government to once more extend the compliance deadline by another 2 to 3 months.
According to the joint statement signed by the Public Affairs of the Nigerian Communications Commission and the Corporate Communications Identity Management Commission, 125 million SIMs have submitted their national identification number subscribers for linkage, while over 78 million unique NINs have been issued. It said the deadline for the NIN SIM linkage had been extended on multiple occasions to allow Nigerians to comply with the policy. But many Nigerians in their reactions described the latest action by the federal government as premature. According to them, the compliance exercise needs more time.
They block my SIM card. I no fit call anybody. Now he carry me come here. Yesterday crowd, I say too much. I come today, guys, see crowd. Now I surrender. Now I just stay. Now so we did since we not get chance to sit down. Not be their fault.
I did it, but they said my picture wasn't appearing. I've done it since. You understand? Now MTN has blocked me. You understand? MTN asked me to get my code, but since they said the picture is not appearing, I can't collect mine. So that was why I came to rectify, but they could not even listen to us.
I did mine since 2012. That was when the head office in Zone 5. So when the issue came up, I was not aware. And I went there, they referred me to this place. Coming here, the whole thing is just confused because I don't know where to start from.
Since February, I've started this journey. I lost my SIM card in February. I did my NIN. I came to this place. I went some other branches. They say I should come to this place. When I came to this place, they was telling me that my NIN is wrong, that I need to be recaptured. No network. Why roadside agents are collecting 3,500? They will tell you they will do it for you. When you pay that one, your money will go.
Why are they treating us like this? For the past 3 days, my sister, we have been suffering here just to print our NIN for us. I've done my own for the past 7 months. Look at me here, struggling here. Be spending money every blessed day. I came here as early as 5 a.m. At the end of the day now, they send us outside to stay under the sun.
Those affected are also pleading with the federal government to look into their plight rather than barring them from making calls from their telephone lines.
Let them open the line they have blocked so that people can make calls. This call now is part of our business. Me, I'm a businessman. Somebody called me and we are negotiating for a price and I can't call him back. You get what I'm saying now? So I'm losing a lot.
No, government should look into this matter, honestly, because we are losing our businesses through for a phone call.
Thousands of people operate with one computer or two computer. So the government didn't do it well. That is why you get all this thing wrong. So what we need now, if they want to be sincere, let's give grace of another 2 months.
The situation in Nigeria passing through is too bad. They should try and give us pardon. They should try and pardon us this month, because people are suffering.
The deadline for the NIN-SIM linkage has been extended on multiple occasions to allow Nigerians to freely comply with the policy. Recall that President Muhammadu Buhari gave the directive for the implementation and commencement of the exercise in December 2020 as part of the administration's security and social policies. Imefon Okon, reporting for Clearview Television.
A group of pastors under the umbrella of Interfaith Alliance have staged a peaceful protest against the incessant attacks and killings by bandits in Kaduna State. The protesters are asking the federal government to step up actions against banditry with the aim of wiping them out. The protest comes days after 10 soldiers were killed and some others injured by bandits prescribed as terrorists who attacked a military base in Birnin-Gwari local government area of Kaduna State. The religious leaders marched through major streets of the Kaduna metropolis with placards of various inscriptions. They said although the security forces are trying their best in the fight against banditry and terrorism, their best wasn't good enough. They appealed to the federal government to launch a massive and precise bombing of the bandits in the forests. In addition, they also appealed to the federal government to compensate all the victims of bandits' attacks, award scholarships to children affected by banditry, and also rebuild communities ravaged by attacks.
The essence of our gathering today is to put together what we refer to as Kaduna Praise, a prayer walk against insecurity. I'm sure everyone knows that Kaduna State is one of the states that is plagued by incidences of banditry, terrorism, and various forms of kidnapping and criminality. And of late, it has been on the increase. We believe that the government is doing their best, but their best is not good enough. That's why we have come out to seek for divine intervention concerning the issues of peace and security in Kaduna State and Nigeria at large.
Staying on insecurity, the Defense Headquarters says a notorious commander of Boko Haram terrorists, Saleh Mustafa, has surrendered to troops of Operation Hadinkai in the northeast as 51,114 terrorists have so far surrendered. The Director of Defense Media Operations, Major General Bernard Onyuko, stated this while addressing newsmen on the operations of the military between March 25 and April 7 this Thursday in Abuja. Onyuko said the surrender of Mustafa, popularly known as Inkathir, who was the Qaid of Garin Ba'abba to troops in Bama, was significant. He added that a total of 51,114 terrorists and families comprising of 11,398 men, 15,381 women, 24,335 children had so far surrendered to troops as at April 5. According to him, all surrendered terrorists have been documented, while arrested, rescued civilians and recovered items have been handed over to the appropriate authorities for further actions. He said that in the last 2 weeks, troops recovered 1 battle tank, 5 artillery guns, 2 GTS, and 3 AA guns. Following the deteriorating security situation in Nigeria, Majority Leader of the House of Representatives, Ado Dogwa, suggested recently that Nigerians be allowed to bear arms in self-defense. Dogwa's suggestion came in the wake of the bombing of an Abuja-Kaduna train by terrorists last week, resulting in the death of some of the passengers, while others were either seriously injured or abducted for ransom. The lawmaker's position has reignited the long-standing debate on whether the average Nigerian should be allowed the right to bear firearms in self-defense to ward off criminals fueling insecurity in the country or not. In the first part of the special report, Clearview TV's Gloria Atta sought the opinions of some Abuja residents on the likely effectiveness and implications of such a law in Nigeria.
One of the cardinal responsibilities of the government in any country is to safeguard the lives and property of its citizens. Section 14 of the 1999 Nigerian Constitution, as amended, makes provision for the protection of the citizens as it is essential for the entire economic, social and political progress of the country. However, Nigeria has in the last decade been engulfed in unprecedented amounts of bloodshed, destruction of property and displacement of people from their native homes and places of business. Insecurity has spread throughout the country, causing many of its citizens to now be sleeping with one eye closed and others seeking the next available opportunity to leave the country. Kaduna, Zamfara, Niger, Benue, Plateau, Taraba, Ebonyi, Enugu, Anambra and Nasarawa states are some of the states in Nigeria that have witnessed horrendous killings lately. The general state of insecurity has been blamed on either ethnic, religious or land-motivated considerations. The ugly situation has raised serious questions about the state of preparedness and efficiency of all law enforcement agencies in tackling the crime in the country. This has led to debates among concerned citizens who are desperate to save their loved ones and property from the menace of insecurity. Among them is the majority leader of the House of Representatives, Ado Dogwa, who has called for the enforcement of the law allowing responsible citizens to bear arms for the safety of their lives, families and community.
Nigerians at this moment should be allowed to also take arms. Nigerians must be allowed to take arms in defense of their innocent souls, defend their hard-earned resources and property, because it's like a monumental failure.
Some Abuja residents in an interview with Clearview Television welcomed the call for citizens to bear arms in self-defense. They are certain that possession of firearms will enable ordinary Nigerians repel unprovoked attacks on them and their families.
For everybody to have a self-defense is good if you are not using it to other purpose. And the other side is not good. But the situation of the country now we are having, I think I support that motion that everybody should have self-defense protection arms. Just because even at your homes, your doorstep, person will jump to your house and attempt to kill you. By the time you know you have it, you will not even try it to come.
But does Nigeria have the capacity to effectively implement such a law if it ever comes to light? Some other Nigerians are worried that allowing individuals to bear arms in the name of self-defense could lead to anarchy.
Nigeria as a whole, we have these contemporary challenges of insecurity. You know, the right has not been declared, but certain minority that have access to those firearms are causing menace and destroying our people in our local communities. Talk more of when the right is being declared to every indigenous citizen of Nigerian origin to acquire that. It's going to be worst.
We are not secured already when there is a little, as not enough firearms. Talk more of when everybody will own arms. Do you know that Nigeria is in a situation, in a mood of provocation? Everybody has been provoking. Yes, if you release firearm for everybody, my dear, Nigeria will become no-go area.
In the second and concluding series on our report on the state of insecurity in Nigeria, we shall be taking you through the legal perspectives to addressing the issue at hand. Gloria Atta reporting for Clearview Television.
A federal high court in Abuja this Thursday dismissed the fundamental enforcement rights suit filed by suspended DCP Abakari against the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency (NDLEA). Justice Inyang Eko dismissed the suit after counsel for the NDLEA, Joseph Sunday, prayed the court that the matter be struck out. When the matter was called, Cynthia Ekena, lawyer to Kyari, was absent. Sunday, NDLEA's Director of Prosecution and Legal Services urged the court to strike out the suit. Justice Eko said he was informed that Ikenna sent a letter praying the court for an adjournment, but the letter was not filed by the lawyer, therefore not in compliance with the court's rule. The judge directed that the letter be shown to the NDLEA counsel. Sunday, who expressed surprise with the development, said he was not copied in the letter in accordance with the rule of the law. After listening to the NDLEA lawyer, Justice Eko struck out the case. Former Governor of Ekiti State, Ayodele Fayose, has vowed not to step down from his 2023 presidential ambition. Hours after he obtained the presidential form, the former governor lamented that the consensus mode of election is undemocratic and will only rob eligible candidates like himself the opportunity he deserves. Earlier in the day, Fayose stormed the National Secretariat of the People's Democratic Party in Abuja to purchase the 40 million naira expression of interest and nomination forms. This makes him the first aspirant to obtain the party's presidential form from the Southwest ahead of the party's primaries. The project task team from the World Bank has given kudos to the Nasarawa state government for addressing the menace of erosion in the state. The state governor, Abdullahi Sule, gave the commendation while playing host to the World Bank team in Lafia, the state's capital.
The World Bank project team is made up of representatives from the Nigerian Erosion and Watershed Management Project, as well as membership of Agroclimate Resilience in Semi-Arid Landscape, which is the next phase of intervention by the World Bank. While inspecting the number of works carried out by the Nasarawa state government, the World Bank team led by Joy Agene expressed satisfaction and promised that the financial institution will work with Nasarawa state in the next phase of its project called Akresal.
We are also here to give you the good news in terms of the requirement for states to participate in Akresal. One of them, just like NUMA and all of our projects, is the signing of the subsidiary loan agreement. Usually it takes, the process takes between 12 months plus or minus, but we are happy to let you know, Your Excellency, that as of yesterday, we received the news that the SLA for Akresal is ready. It has been seen through some of the engagements that we have had with you, regular monitoring of sites work.
Already, the World Bank has approved $7 million to Nasarawa State, and $5 million has been disbursed for the new map projects in the state. Nasarawa State Governor Abdullahi Sule appreciated the World Bank gesture for the technical support.
One thing that I want to congratulate you, and you will have the opportunity to go and see that. This is our state capital. Now, state capital had been under cage when it comes to, a lot of destruction by flood and things like that. You have solved that problem for us, and I want to say thank you.
Governor Sule specifically thanked NewMap for providing assistance in addressing the perennial issues of flooding that has plagued the state's capital. Florence Joshua, reporting for Clearview Television.
We'll take a quick break now and bring you more reports when we return. Please stay with us.
Listen to this truth. We are growing by the day, and our viewership keeps growing on our different platforms. We are inviting you to advertise your goods and services with us at incredibly low rates. And do you have news for us? Script or video? Please contact us through our email address clearviewnewsroom@gmail.com or WhatsApp line 080 650 30 300. Again, 080 650 30 300. Welcome on board.
You're welcome back. And now to our special segment with the focus on gender matters, particularly as they relate to women development issues in Abuja and the diaspora outreach. If you like, call it What Women, Abuja and Diaspora Matters. Now, from time immemorial, craft work has been a source of livelihood for many Nigerians. Among them are women who have used their artistic works to compete effectively with their male counterparts in terms of wealth creation and contribution to the advancement of their immediate communities and the society in general. In this report, Clearview TV's Mercy AK takes us down memory lane on the place of traditional crafts and arts, with particular focus on pottery making in national development.
Right from time in history, women and girls have continued to suffer unequal treatment, especially in developing countries where they are often wrongly classified as second-class citizens. Viewed as a weaker sex, women and children are the underdogs when compared to their male counterparts. In Nigeria, it is traditionally believed that the woman's role is predominantly in the home, as she has less opportunity to hold top positions in society. As such, women hardly have equal rights as men in the society, a situation that often leads to their suppression at different levels. Amidst all the difficulties, Nigerian women have continued to strive in various endeavors to make a mark in their communities and the entire society. One unique area that the women have been able to make a mark is in the artistic heritage, particularly in the poetry sector. Potters in Nigeria are predominantly women, and it is a widely accepted belief that they often pass the crafts to their relatives and newer generations. In practice, potters skillfully carve pieces of heated clay into usable vessels for cooking and various other domestic purposes. Clay pots are important items in the traditional Nigerian worship. They are used in various ways, such as containers for storing sacred waters and pebbles, medicinal or magical preparations, and other items of worship, or as pot drums. In some areas of northern parts of Nigeria where clay pots play significant roles in their traditional religious beliefs, Wandipata Banzanda pots are produced for healing diseases like smallpox, chickenpox, or even fierce anger and the likes. Pottery making for traditional use is common in Nigeria among many ethnic groups. Pottery is an ancient craft in Nigeria, which is still practiced in most parts of the country. These ancient crafts and other popular Nigerian arts and culture has greatly helped in promoting and putting the country on the world tourism map. Pottery has been exclusive preserve of women in various cultures of Nigeria and some other parts of Africa. In the next part of our series on the role of women in nation building, we shall be bringing you an up-close on the legendary Ladi Kwali, a household name in Abuja, Nigeria's federal capital territory.
More than 15 million Nigerians in the diaspora are said to be paying an estimated $25 billion in annual remittances back home. This has placed Nigeria as the world's fifth largest receiver of diaspora remittances. Drawing from this, Clearview TV will be focusing attention on the life, impact, and journey of Nigerians in the diaspora, with a view to throwing more light on their enormous contributions to the economic growth of their country back home.
We have Nigerians in different parts of the world. Although we have the good, the bad, and the ugly, Nigeria has proud stories to tell about many of her diaspora nationals. In recognition of the strategic importance of the Nigerian diaspora, the federal government signed the Nigerians in Diaspora Commission Establishment Bill into law in July 2017. The law formally established the Nigerians in Diaspora Commission to engage and utilize the human capital and material resources of this demography in the socio-economic, cultural, and political development of Nigeria. Abike Dabiri Eruwa was appointed as the first chairman and chief executive officer of the commission in 2019. The federal government went a step further by recognizing July 25th of every year as National Diasporan Day.
Program of activities to encourage and celebrate the active participation of Nigerians in the diaspora for national development and encourage them to be part and process of the development of their own country. And the message is Nigerians at home work with Nigerians in the diaspora to build this great country of ours.
It is our duty to extol and celebrate them, as no one else will do so for us. Rather, other people will tend to capitalize on the few bad eggs and characterize us in their own narratives that seek to characterize us in bad light. We must not allow that to happen.
Anthony Joshua, world heavyweight boxing champion. John Boyega, Hollywood actor. Perlena Igbokwe, Universal Studios Group chair, and Maggie Adering Popcock, space scientist. These are just a few names in the long list of Nigerians in the diaspora who have achieved success on an international scale in a wide range of fields. While others might see chaos, Nigerians see opportunity. Resilience is another big part of the Nigerian identity. Florence Joshua, reporting for Clearview Television.
And on the foreign scene, Ukraine says it urgently needs more weapons from its Western allies to defend itself against Russia. Foreign Ministry Dmytro Kuleba said more atrocities against civilians like in Bucha could happen if Ukraine doesn't quickly get more military aid. NATO foreign ministers met this Thursday in Brussels, where they discussed military aid to Ukraine. Russia has warned that pumping weapons into Ukraine will have a negative effect on peace talks. Although Ukraine is not a member of NATO, it is being supported by the alliance, and many NATO countries are already supplying Ukraine with weapons. Bucha is the town near Kyiv, where reports have emerged in recent days of horrific violence committed by Russian soldiers against local residents. And that's all on the news. Before we go, a quick recap of our main stories. Millions of Nigerians have besieged the National Identification Number registration centers nationwide for the linkage of their SIM cards and national identity numbers. They, however, appealed to the federal government to once again extend the registration deadline by another 2 to 3 months. Notorious commander of Boko Haram terrorists Saleh Mustafa has surrendered to troops of Operation Linkage. The Director of Defense Media Operations, Major General Bernard Onyuko, confirmed this in Abuja this Thursday while addressing newsmen on the operations of the military between March 25 and April 7, 2022. We also told you that Ukrainian forces have called for more weapons from its Western allies to defend Ukraine against Russian invasion. Foreign Minister Dmytro Kuleba said more atrocities against civilians like in Bucha could happen if Ukraine doesn't quickly get more military aid. Do remember to like us on Facebook, Clearview Television. Follow us on Twitter at Clearview Online. Follow us on Instagram at ClearviewTV_NG. And also remember to subscribe to our YouTube channel, Clearview TV. Thanks for watching. I am Nkiru Obuli.